Alright, here we have kind of a sad story because this television, this little micro TV was given to me. And the person that gave it to me did a dumb thing. What is this? This is like a, what is that? It's a battery cord. Yeah, it looks like a battery cord. And this is a brand new TV. It was in the box and everything, and it's been taken apart. I did open it up, I'm not gonna lie. All the hang tags are still on it. But this is what he did. If you take a look, and I'm sure you're gonna guess before I tell you, if you take a look at this power cord, what happened is they misplaced the original power cord from this, and they found a power cord from like a boombox or something, and it fit perfectly on these two pins. So what did they do? They stuck it on there and plugged it in. And if you look really closely at this right here, it shows you that the bottom two pins are 12 volts. And the top two, the closer ones, the 117. So they shot line voltage into the 12 volt line of this poor little television set. But we're still going to try to fix it. We're going to try to make it work. I found this top circuit board. It's got a trace that's been blown off it. There's some transistors that are shorted, obviously. I mean, it's just crazy. And if it wasn't for the fact that this set was brand new, I wouldn't even work on it. But let's take a quick look at all the paperwork and stuff. So it looks like it's a Model 5-303W. And this was another hang tag that actually came off when I was playing with it. Here's all the other papers. You know, I think that I actually think that the a bill of sale was in there. So let's take a look at these real quick. Move around a little better. Alright, I just want to make sure there's no personal information on these papers before we look at them. So let me just take a quick look. Well, there is, like, kind of. That's okay. Okay, so this television was originally sold in North Carolina, I guess. One Sony micro TV, and they paid $157.59 in here. This right at 8/20 of 1963. Can you see that? How cool is that? 1963. 90 days parts and service, 1 year picture tube, Sony Corporation. 500 West Florence Avenue in Inglewood, California. How funny is that? Well, this is the original bill of sale for this, and they paid cash. Store 502. It's on will call. Unimart. Yeah, I don't know Unimart. Maybe that was some big electronics conglomerate in North Carolina, maybe? I don't know. It says right here, your local store for local something. Labor? Your local store for local labor? That's interesting. Unimart. There's a registration number. Interesting. Anyway, that's the bill of sale that was in there. This is a warranty paper. Mail in immediately. You gotta mail it immediately. Don't wait. Don't wait. Whatever you do, don't wait. There's a questionnaire. If you mail, I wonder if it makes a difference if you're a male or a female, if you're under 25. This wouldn't fly today. There's a few more choices there today. Anyway, so here's the manual, I guess, right? Yeah, this is the manual. The 5303W. I wish it wasn't folded, but it's been there so long it doesn't want to stay straight. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the power cord. We're going to have to try to figure that one out. I think I have another one of these micro TVs somewhere. I have to see if I can find it and take the power cord from it. Just to mess with this one. External antenna. Oh, I missed the page right there. Insert the plug. There you go. Battery. Car battery. Doesn't say not to use the other power cord that fits on the battery connector and plugs into the AC, but it's not. Crazy, huh? Just a mistake, but you know it cost the TV. What's this thing right here? This is a that's what I thought it was. It's a cigarette lighter adapter. Look at that thing. Jeez, must be a fuse or something in there. What is that? Maybe a regulator of some sort? Stabilizer. It's a stabilizer. There's the plug. You know, is that four? No, there's only two. So the two little holes don't have any pins in them. Otherwise, I would try to modify this one. Anyway, we're going to try to see if we can figure out what's wrong with this set. Well, we can connect it up to 12 volts, maybe. I have a 12 volt power supply here. That should work. Alright, I'm going to pause it and get rid of the case here, and we'll open the set and we'll see what's going on. Be right back. Look at the inside of this beautiful television. There's not even a speck of dirt in there. It just looks so clean and new. What a shame. I assume everything over here, even though like these capacitors need to be replaced, that diode could probably be replaced. The transformer, all this is, I'm sure, is good because they shot it into the 12 volt side, so everything else in here is probably destroyed. It even has a newish smell to it. I was going to jump this circuit here, so I found right here there's one of the traces is blown away right there, but I couldn't find a plug, so I didn't do it. I didn't try to plug it in. Anyway, I'm sure the CRT in this one's good because like I said, it's new, it's not used, it's never been used. This poor TV sat around for probably 50 years, and somebody went ahead and shot 110 volts into the 12 volt side. Oh well. Alright, let me go see if I can find the plug. I know it has shorted transistors in it, so we're going to have to at least remove them to see if we can get anything out of it. But alright, hang on a second. Let me see if I can find the plug. Hang on. Alright, here's something funny. Look at this beautiful chassis. It's so nice and clean and perfect. And then I found this wonderful parts set that I opened up. Look at the difference. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at that. At least the bottom doesn't look half as bad. But that is unreal, huh? Look at that. Look at all the dirt in that one. Ooh, look, there's a nice big clump right there. Ooh, look. Mmm. Yum, yum, yum. Listen to the speaker. Listen closely. Listen. I think that speaker is bad in there, too. Anyway, this is going to be the part set. The problem with these TVs is you just can't get parts. These transistors especially, And Sony's are very finicky, you know. It's not like you can just throw ECG parts in it, although, you know, they do have some of them do cross to ECG, and we're going to try that maybe, but I don't know. I think we're just going to part that one out. The antenna's busted off it. It's missing knobs. And anyway, it would be nice to see that one work. Ew. All right, we'll be right back. So here's what we found so far. I try to videotape or record rather, taking these out, but I don't know what happened. The camera turned off, and I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We know what it looks like to take parts out of a board. Anyway, this is the horizontal output, which is a 2SC41. This is a fuse, which is a 3/4 amp that was blown open. This is a capacitor. That's an ELNA. Would have to be changed anyway. 50 microfarad at 12 volts. Well, when you shove 120 volts into it, it pushes the guts out the bottom. And this one here is a C140, which was a tough one to find. I did put some parts in there. I did the no-no, but we're going to try it anyway. So this one here actually crossed to an ECG 163A, which I actually happen to have. I actually had one, so here, right there. We installed it in there, and this transistor I put an ECG 324. This is a 1 amp transistor, and I think this one was a 1/2 amp, but we're just going to test it. This crossed to an ECG 128, which I'm 99.9% sure I have it, but we're going to hang on and see if we remove the shorts anyway. Well, obviously we remove some of the shorts, but who knows, like, what else? You know, what else has happened to this poor little television set? And then look, that board comes out on a plug. How, you know, how nice this is made. But see how that it's blown open right there? Can you see that? So this might be a problem for that socket, but I guess we could just solder wire from here right to the other side if we can make it work. So let's check it out. Let's put that back. Actually, you know what? Let's see. I guess we could try from this wire here, because this was dead shorted to ground. So, and it's not anymore. At least it doesn't seem to be. Well, maybe I don't know. There's another transistor right here. I'm not sure what this one does. It's the same, the C140, right? Yeah. Let me see that. Yeah, it's a C140 as well. Let's just check it with the meter and see what it does. I like these little heat sinks. It made it look like a strange package transistor, but like a mini version of this. But it's not. It just fits right in there. Very cool. Well, let's see which one base is. It's probably. I know the collector obviously is going to be connected to the case, so we'll do that first. Alright, so we know this is collector right there. That could be base. Could it be? It looks like it's if so, it's an NPN. Well, it checks weird in the circuit, but that doesn't really mean anything because it's in the circuit, but it's not shorted. I don't know if you can see the meter. Let's move that out of the way for a second. We're going to put the meter right here. you can see the display. So when we check this transistor, let's see. So emitter to collector is a dead short. It looks like the, let's see, was it base to emitter? One of the junctions actually checked good. Yeah, base to emitter. It's very difficult to get, because these things are cut so short. Well, it's leaky, so this transistor is bad. It's no good. It's definitely shorted, and this one, I think this is, well, I don't know which one base is on there. That one actually, oh, let's see, hold on a minute. I thought it checked shorted. It'd be nice if it's not, because these are hard to get. Let's see. What was it? It was a C. If it's a 2SC, it means it's an NPN, right? So 2SA, 2SB is PNP, 2SC, 2SD is NPN. NPN is C and D, A and B is PNP. Is it good? Maybe it's good. I thought it checked shorted. No, it looks like it's leaky. Unless they're supposed to check that way, I don't know. Interesting. The leads are too short. I need to get make myself up some leads that you know, with the little clippies on them. Anyway, this was definitely bad. Well, let's put that on the side for right now. Let's see if we could find... I didn't cut the leads off of these. I just put them in there. Let's see if we could find, just by looking, if we could find anything else that's shorted on here, on this circuit. I guess I could take these wires off and remove the whole board, but make it easy. What's the fun in that? There's another transistor right there. It looks like we lost the wire here. So with this wire already came off. We got to put that wire back because we're going to start losing our place. Oh, is that one? No, that one's okay. We already lost one wire. That wire, we got to put that back real quick. There's only one missing wire, and this is. I'm not sure. You know what? Let me just try to solder it back on. If I try to strip it, it's gonna. I don't want to rip it off. We just need to get a little bit of tinning on that wire. Get in there, darn it. Come on. Wow. It wasn't done cooling down. Alright. There you go. Good enough. It's good enough for where I come from. We can just pull it off. I guess what I should do is take a picture of this. And so I know where all the wires go. Because we're going to probably be moving it back and forth quite a bit. So, what a shame. Look how nice. Look how nice and clean that circuit is. Look how nice and clean. I wonder if there's any more shorted. Okay, so this this capacitor right here looks very long. It's got like a plastic thing on the bottom, but that does not look right. So I have a feeling that one's blown out as well. What about you? I mean, all these, technically all of these are going to have to be replaced, but let's check this transistor right here. The horizontal output was definitely shorted. What are you? You're so... No. Is that it? Let me see. No. This is the transistor right here, I think. That one looks okay. I guess we could try to power it up and see what happens. Let's get this dirty thing out of the way here. We're going to try to... let's put this back in. Let's see which one of these is negative. It would be too easy to have. Oh, you know what we can do? We can actually go right to the cap here. We'll go to the negative of the cap. No, we can't. How about the fuse? The positive of the fuse? What's going on? Oh no, oh, that's right. This is the AC. What am I doing? The larger ones are the DC. So this is negative right there. So let's get 12 volts. On this beautiful, let's see, 12 volts. On this beautiful Hewlett-Packard. Oh, get that wire out of there. We don't want to fooling around with nothing. All right, what did I say? Which one was negative? Do you guys remember? Because I don't remember. I think it was the left one here was negative, yeah. So you're the negative. You're the plusative. Oh, look, we got sound. Well, no switch. That's interesting. Why no switch? Who knows? That switch could be welded shut, too. I don't see a picture. It came off. Could that be all that was wrong with it? Although that's quite a bit. What I don't hear is high voltage. No high voltage, so... Oh, you know what? This is still an open circuit right here. So we got to fix that. I was going to try to figure out which... where this went to. Where this blew open from. It's, let's see, from the right, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 7th pin in. Looks like it's the 7th one in, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, the 7th one in. Right before the little keyway there. Alright, so... I'm just going to touch it on here, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's the brown wire right here. All right. Make sure that's correct. Yeah, okay, let's try it again. Negative. Plusative right here. Oh, look, it goes right down to 0.2, 0.3. Yeah, so there's still a dead short in here somewhere. As soon as I put that back, I went right back to dead short. So So we need to find that dead short, and it's obviously in this board, and it blew that trace open. Oh yeah, it's dead shorted completely. So it's definitely in this board. And it's definitely on that trace right there. So I guess we could go backwards. Just looking from this trace, so we could just change all the transistors in there. And this has got a nice solid wire that goes right back to here. What does that connect to? It looks like it connects to the yoke. But I hope they didn't blow the yoke apart. That's not going to be good. I mean, I guess it's possible. Let's try to disconnect that blue. Yeah, it's going right to the yoke. Yeah, that's not good. Although I do have that part set there, so it's fine. We could do that. We could just swap. I guess I could just take the whole board out of the set and throw it in here, but what's the fun in that? Okay, disconnected the yoke. Let's see if it opened that. $59. What does it read with it on? I'm not sure what it's supposed to read. Well, I mean, it's not exactly. Let's try that with that yoke wire off, because the resistance is definitely higher. Let's see. It goes down. Before it was dead short, now it goes down to 3 volts. So there's still something going on in here. Oh, wait a second. Well, I hear horizontal now. Of course, the yoke isn't plugged in, but... So I hope, yeah, maybe the yoke is just shorted in there. Yeah, maybe the yoke is dead shorted. Well, that's not good. Yeah, that's not good at all. How many amps does this thing pull? I wonder how many amps. Maybe that power supply is 1.5 amps, so it could be that it's just not strong enough. You'd think this wouldn't really pull more than 1.5 amps, but let's pull that wire back off. It was the blue one. Let's see what happens here. It actually came on. Let's see. I still don't hear high voltage though. No, I don't hear high voltage. There's something smoking in there. Let's see what's smoking. Something's getting very hot. I'd love to see it. I'll have to find out what's getting really hot in here. Is it that transistor? If I could see what's smoking, that's more than likely the shorted component. Let's turn it on again. Okay, it's right over here. Is it a resistor? I don't know. I think this little transformer is getting extremely hot. That's what it is. It's this little transformer right here. Yeah, it's that little transformer. That's kind of weird. So we got to see what's connected. It could be the transformer's bad. After all, they did shoot 120 volts into it. Let's check. I'm going to have to pull these wires off. It's very difficult to work with this in this fashion. So here's the transformer right there. So here's the... It goes to this... it's definitely connected to this transistor right here. What about the one behind it? It's connected to both of them. I don't know which would be the primary or which would be the secondary. What else is on there? Is there a diode in there? Be nice if I had a schematic for this, but we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way for now. Well, one side check shorted, but you know, it's in the circuit, so you never really know. Let's see if I can pull one of those leads out. If I can figure out which one it is. This is definitely one I heard it creak. Yeah, alright, let me grab some of this beautiful stuff right here. Have to use pieces of it. And wicked it right off. Alright, it took it right off. Let's grab another leg, which is the other one. Let's see. It's underneath it. It's right here. This one's got a lot of solder on it. And this one's got a ton of solder on it, but well, as this is heating up, it's got that cheap circuit board smell coming off it. That cheap phenolic circuit board smell. Let's see if it still checks. If it still checks short in here. Nope. Yeah, it checks. Really? Could it be that low? I guess it could be. I don't know. You know, these could be. It sure checks good. Is it this one? Well, that checks dead shorted. I don't know. I got to make sure that's the right wire. That's the right connection right there. Let's see. Is it this one? That checks dead shorted if that's it. Let's see. Let me make sure that's the right connection there. It seems like the third wire goes pretty far back. Yeah, it must be that one. We're just going to heat it up and try to just move it. Nope. Oh, it wasn't. See, it's the one behind it. Alright. Let's do that again. It's the one behind it. Ain't that amazing? It's this one right here. Well, check shorted. Unless I'm touching it against the what do you call it here? I don't know. I don't think so, but we're going to just pull it out. Let's grab a good piece of flux. I mean, braid that can pull the solder off. There you go. This is some good stuff. Even this old ratty roll, I mean, I can just take little pieces and it works great. This Chemtronics. Get off there, get off there. Ooh, man, it just stuck me. We got to make sure that we know which way we took it out, so we know how to put it back. All right, so come on. It goes this way right here. So this is going to go to that lead and this way. Alright, so we can't mess it up. We're just not going to bend those leads. Alright, let's see. Let's see if it's shorted. It is dead shorted. See, and this is a problem because chances are we're not going to be able to get this transistor. Let's see if removing that opened up the short. Let's see, let's put this back in. Hopefully it's not the diode, I mean the yoke. But let's see. This is definitely dead shorted though. The biggest problem is I don't know, unless I could find a data sheet for it, I'm not going to really know. Which way it goes in the circuit. It still has a short in there, so there's more than that going on. And that wire broke off again. That's great. I gotta make sure that wire wasn't touching anything. Yeah, there's still a short in there. Still a short in there. It's amazing that this is shorted. But there's still something else, so we got more. But you know, since this was plugged into 110 volts, we really, I'm sure there's probably every transistor in this board is going to have a short. Let me see. Well, let's see if we can find another. I'm going to just. I just hope that transformer is not damaged, because that would, you know, that would just end it. At least for this circuit, I guess I could just take it out of the other TV, which is more than likely what we're going to be doing. I don't want to lose which way this goes in there, so I'm just going to put it back in the holes. Alright, let's see. Everything, probably every transistor in the horizontal is going to be dead shorted. There's one here that's, is that a diode? That's a diode. We could check that diode, see if that diode's shorted. Let's see. Something tells me that it probably is. It looks like it's here. No. The diode looks like it's good. Yeah, the diode's good. It's not shorted. Not shorted. What else? What else we got in here? Any more blown up caps? That one cap was shorted, but I pulled out. So this cap right here also, the bottom looks like it's blown. The lovely camera shut off. But you know what? I took the board out. I took pictures of the wires, so I know where they go back. And let's do one thing at a time. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to at least substitute. It's possible I have this original but I have a whole bunch of Sony ports, but I'm not sure. It looks like it's a Sony D65. Usually when you see a D, and when you look it up, you should look it up as a 2SD. So whenever you see like a C1820, it's usually a 2SC1820, or an A1554, it's a 2SA1554. So I can't swear all Sony parts do the same thing, but I'm assuming they do. So we can look it up both ways. It looks like D65. So let's look it up in the ECG book. So let's look up first D65 and see if we can find anything. Just that. So here's what do we say? D65. So here's D063. Nothing. D1, D3. It's going to be. So here's D63. Come on. Let's go. The book don't want to open. The pages are so thin, it's like toilet paper. There you go. So D is 73. What did I say? D65, right? Yeah, D65. So 64. Here's D65 right there. So 126A, ECG 126A. Let's see what that is. What is a 126A? What is a 126A? What's a 126A? Is 94. It's going to be on the next page here. 123, 120. Here's 126A. It's a PNP germanium RF IF amp oscillator mixer. So it is germanium. 126A. Is that right? Oh, you know what? Let's see. Let's look up the 2SC. Let me just make sure. Let's just make sure it's a 65. Yeah, it's a 65. It's a D65. So if we looked up 2SD65, let's see if that comes up. (2SB), 2SC, 2SC, 2SD, 2SD 80, 70, 68, 2SD 65. Well, 2SD65 is a 103A. 2SD 103A. Well, I think we're gonna have to. That's what I mean. Sony is always a little bit different. So you know, the rules sometimes don't fly when it's a Sony port. So I think we're gonna have to use the D65 instead of the 2SD. So let me see if I have one, and I'll be right back. Well, what we could actually do first. So it crossed to 126A. We can look up the that package type and see we can see if it let's see. Well, let's see what did I say, 126A, right? 126. All right, 126A is a TO18, and it's figure T2. It's figure number T2. Where is T2? Does it tell you what page? I remember it used to tell you what page it was on. Some of these books do. Where's T? Oh, let's see. Figure number T2. TO18. TO18 T2. So this is it right here, TO18. So this is it, 126A. It says general purpose here. What's going on? So it's a 126A. I wonder. It's a little different. This one doesn't have the little notch on it, but I mean that's obviously the you know, their ECG's replacement for it. It's 126A. You know, I was hoping these wouldn't be shorted, you know, but I had a feeling. 126A says PNP germanium. I guess I do have some Russian. Let's see if I can find them. Oh, maybe they're over here. Hang on a second. These are capacitors over here. Well, you know what? They're on this side for sure. Let's see. I don't know if these are PNP. Here's some. No, these are made in Japan, so these are not. What are these? I don't know what these are. We'll have to look these up. I'm not sure what they are. Unless that's not the right bag for them, I don't know. It's possible. We'll have to look that up. I should have a few different ones. You know, let's look. I'm going to look through my ECG stuff and see if I have it at 126, and then I'll be back. Let me see if I got that one. It'll just be better. Well, I did find a whole stack of 128s, NTE 128s. So that's this one here. So I guess we could just change that one out. So we'll do that first anyway. I couldn't find the 126 yet, but I'm sure I will. But I didn't find one just yet. So let's remove this one again here. It's got these two tiny little screws. One's too big, one's too small. Amazing. No, it's going to strip. I don't want to strip it out. Nope. Let's find a Phillips screwdriver now that I'm looking for Phillips. I'll only find common heads. Alright, let's see if that one fits. Yep. Alright, there's one. May as well just put the right one in there. Although it's not necessarily the right one. I'm going to record this one because it has that heat sink on there, so you can see that the little components that are in there for that little heat sink. And then I'm not going to record replacing other transistors because this just takes up too much time. And some people don't like that I take so much time. Alright, so if you look at this, see, it's just kind of like, it just has that little, and then there's a little ring that goes over the top of the transistor as well. See, those two parts right there go right over the that and the screw, and then it just fits over the top of that, and it's a heat sink. Beautiful. Anyway, that's it. So I'm going to get that installed in there, and then we'll be back. Well, so this may be interesting to some people. This is the inside of the flyback from this little television, and there's 3 tubes in there. And it kind of looks like maybe that's a tripler. Yep, that's what that is. There's the high voltage anode, and that's it's funny that there are tubes in it. Anyway, so the circuit board still had a short, and I checked everything. I couldn't find it, so I opened this, which was the flyback transformer and the tripler tube, and I found this diode in there, dead shorted, and it went from here all the way through to right there. I'm not sure which is the anode or the cathode on that, I don't know, but it went this way, you know, in through here. So I have to figure out what that diode is, and it's probably going to work. I don't have this ECG 126. I did order one, so we're going to change that. I'm going to go ahead and get this diode. We'll figure out what it is, and probably all that's wrong with this, and it's probably going to work. Look at that little tiny flyback. Anyway, I thought that would be interesting to see. Alright, well, when I get the parts, we will be back. Thanks for watching.